I'll bring her too.
Right.
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
Was
Welcome to another episode of Run and Tell That podcast with Gerard. I'm Ro and G Man. Tonight's
yes,
conversation,
sir.
episode 4, is about your transition through 3 stages of finance. But first, how was everyone's week?
Oh, mine was pretty good. Can't complain.
Oh yeah,
If I had
mine
a
was
complaint,
interesting.
ain't nobody trying to listen anyway.
This is
Hey,
true.
yeah, yeah, mine was interesting, but you know what? At the end of the day, it is what it is. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can say the same. Mine was pretty good. I had some more good deals that came through, so that's always good.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So I would
Congratulations.
say, oh yeah, well, everything is in order, you know. But I would say the 3 stages we're gonna be looking at: being a teen to a young adult from age 15
Yeah.
to 25. Then we're gonna be going to starting a family at 26 to 45, and then planning retirement around that 46 to 64 range. So I don't know about y'all, but at 15 to 25, I would say I wasn't too good
Yeah.
with money like that. Saving it wasn't a primary focus, I would say, for myself anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well, I know it wasn't for
I
me.
think. Go ahead.
Oh no, I knew I was agreeing with him. I was like, I was the same way. I was the
Yeah, I
same
think
way.
we all. I think we all been at that stage in life at the very beginning that we, hey, we got our little first little credit card, our first little job, and you know, we probably didn't even think too much about like the effect that if you don't pay your credit card or if you don't pay this or if you don't do that, the effect that it have on your credit score later on in life, you know? So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like for me personally, that I know for a fact that when I was 15, I started off washing dishes and all that stuff like that down there on Kiwa Island. I was good at it, washing dishes, you know what I mean, the 2 days that I worked. But
Mm-hmm.
when the credit card came, Discover card came and they called
Mm-hmm.
my name. I was happy about that. I was happy that I had a credit card. They gave me a little $3,000 credit limit and all that stuff like that. And I was happy to have that credit limit and all that stuff like that because I could have take out whoever I was dating at that time. I could have take them out and all that stuff like that to use that. But long story less long, you sit there and you have to think about the consequences after it because if you don't read the fine lines when it comes down to them kind of credit card, the APR can be like 29%, 28%, 30%, 36%, or whatever, and all that stuff like that. And you paying a much more monthly payment and nothing has actually happened to the credit that you have, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for me,
Yeah.
it was not mine, but wasn't really like credit cards. Mine was like I just overspent like just money. Like it wasn't bad when I was 15 because during that time, we would go to our grandparents' house and I would work in the fields and stuff like that. We get paid, but I used that money for school, like, you know what I'm saying? For like school clothes or whatever. But my problem was once I went into the military and I remember when daddy had dropped me off and I was stationed in Savannah, Georgia. So I want to say my first weekend, I spent the most money that I feel like I overspent. I just went like crazy. It was like, got my ear pierced, got a tattoo, got drunk, went to the strip club, spent a lot of money in the goddamn strip club. Um, just went, I think we ended up going to a regular club. I'm buying every woman I come across a drink because it was like I had my money built up from basic training that I didn't even
Yeah.
touch. So you're looking at 2 months of pay that I didn't even use. So me not thinking, and I'm like, the only bill I had was a pager. That tells you how long that was ago. So it was like, I just remember that Sunday morning. I was not expecting anybody to come through, and it was my mom, my dad, Ro. I was still drunk from the night before. Forgot I had a tattoo. It was like, you know how tattoos when you first get them. Sometimes they bleed out a little bit. So it was like,
Mm-hmm.
next thing I know, my mama looked and was like, "Oh Lord, JC, he got a tattoo," and everything just spiraled out of control from there, from that whole visit. And then, I couldn't remember. I remember bits and pieces of what happened that night, but
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, I spent so much money, and then from there it was just like I would blow money. I had to call mom. You had to send me like $60 and to get me through until I got paid again. And then, military is either you get paid first and the 15th
Yeah.
or you get paid once a month. So it was like, man, if you struggle, 1 week we drinking Heineken, next week we passing around a bottle of gin. That's how bad it got. I was like, God,
Yeah.
I gotta do better. But that was the thing. I just kept repeating the same cycle until probably my 30s.
Yeah.
I won't say in my 30s. That's when I was like, I wanted to do better with my finances.
Yeah.
So that's how it
You
was
know,
for
and
me.
that's the thing. And that's the thing. Like when you're younger and all that stuff like that, you know, what I mean, like you've been like some of us been taught about like, hey, you know, your credit is your best friend. And then some of us again, we ain't never heard that until we got older. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's like for me personally, like when I first heard about credit, man, shoot, man, I already been like probably like 20 something years old, man. Like, you know, but I had my first car when I was like about 17 years old. So I was good with that. But then I didn't know that I had needed credit to actually like get my second car. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted a
Mm-hmm.
brand new car, you know? So, I mean, like for me personal, I mean, for me to think about like where I'm at right now and when comparing it when I was younger, you know, like, man, credit is your best friend. You know, it is your best friend. It'll get you through some rough time, you know, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know I was hot garbage.
Not
High
hot garbage.
school, that was hot garbage. You say high school, what? They had the night crew joint, well, the weekend crew for Springs. I did that shit for 1 day.
Yeah.
I remember that
I
night.
died
I
1 day.
remember
I
that
was
night.
like,
I remember that night.
you start in the morning, your shift don't end until till everything is done and cleaned and all the machines is cleaned, all that shit. Literally, I was on top of one machine. I was like, I knew then. I said, this is not for me. I came down. I told homeboy, I said, hey man, I ain't know gonna be late like this. I got to get back to the house, man. And I got to take my mom to work. He said, oh, okay then. He said, all right, well, I'll see you next week. I said, oh, okay. Pulled up to the house. I was out shaking my head. Can't do it. Not gonna do it. Garbage. Didn't even care, but didn't even care. Then what was that? Well, the Wendy's job I had wasn't too bad, but my grades dipped, so
Mm-hmm.
I
You
was
used to work at
supposed
Wendy's?
to. Yeah, I worked at Wendy's for it wasn't like a long time, but
Yeah.
I did for probably about I don't know maybe 2 months or so. But then my grades started dipping, so my dad was like, "Hey," our dad was like, "Hey, tell them that you work the weekends or whatever."
That's right.
Went up there. The manager was you know being a smart ass. He was blowing kisses at me and shit. So
Whoa,
I
whoa,
threw the
whoa, whoa,
shirt.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
Blow a kiss.
So yeah, he was blowing kisses and shit. So went back to the house. Told daddy. Daddy said, "Get in the fucking car." We rolled back up there. I'm not gonna repeat what he said, but he was like, where that punk motherfucker at?" He used some
Whoa.
other words, but he was like, where that, tell that punk to come out here and blow some kisses at me and see what happened. Homeboy did not want to come out the office. Quit that one. The other one was, what was that? Jack in the Box. I think I did that shit for maybe a month. Maybe a month. I was like, nah, I'm cool. I'm not gonna lie, my focus was hanging out, drinking, you know. That was my focus, was just having fun. I was like, I really didn't want to work. And then to your point with speaking about the credit cards, I ended up
Hmm.
getting one. Same thing. I had one, and shoot, we use that so much just to put gas right
Oh
around.
man.
We went to That's when they had, I forgot the name of that club. Was it Area 51? It was some type of high school. I mean, like a teen joint. And one of our homeboys he didn't have enough cash, so we didn't have enough to get him in. So we
Yeah.
riding around gas stations like, yo, I tell you what, you need gas, I swipe the car, you just give me the cash. Finally, we got one dude to do that for us. Did that shit. So to your point, I was just swiping that motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
it wasn't shit.
Oh yeah, man. I remember, man. I took this when I used to live in down there in Charleston, man. I can honestly tell you, I took this one girl out, man. We were on the water. I mean, like we were at a crab place, the seafood place, man, and all this stuff like that. And we were on the water and all this stuff like that, man. I said, hey, man, what you gonna get? She got a $27 seafood plate. I got a $27 seafood plate. And then I gave them the card. I gave them the card. I give them the Discover. My best friend, Miss Discover. And and I paid for the meal. I tipped 15 because back in the days now, 10 to 15% was good now.
Yeah.
10 to 15% was good for a tip. So I actually
Hmm.
like my meal and all that stuff like that. I don't remember how much it came to, but I was able to pay for that. And that girl who I took out that time, she was like, "Oh my goodness, man!" I opened the door for her. We laughed and all that stuff like that. That probably was the best meal she had that particular day. But
Yeah.
at that time, I had a little bit of credit. You know what I mean? I
Hmm.
was younger. I didn't know
Hmm.
nothing about it, but I learned from it. I learned that you have to pay your credit cards and, you know, once again, like I said, credit is your best friend.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we used to watch. I mean, like even with to your point, we said about going out. I remember that summer I worked. I remember Granddaddy was water was down there. And to your
Hmm.
same thing, if I digress, I blew that money too. Like
Oh,
you know how you use your money to get stuff for school. Yeah, no. You know, make that trip to Maxway or the Roses. Yeah, I'm buying something. You know what I'm saying? But literally, at the end of that summer, they were sitting in the kitchen. Granddad he looked dead in his face. He looked at more. He said, "Let me tell you something. That boy right there is not made for manual labor."
Yeah, I remember that.
That's when you go, you know what? You're right. I knew I was hot trash. But you know what? We were still busted at work. But the fun part to it was when he turned the old house into the convenience store.
Just- Yeah, the store.
And me and cousin who worked every summer with, doing working in the field and stuff like that. So him and I will be in the store. That was the best transition for me. We go down there for that little bit of time that the store was open. It was like
Hmm.
that was the the shit for me. But yeah, he said, yeah, that boy ain't made for manual labor.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I mean, because to your point, I mean, and then you look at because it was yeah, did the work. I was half ass work. You be half working. You know, but then when you down there, you can't really half ass work, so to speak, because he gonna see it. He gonna talk shit. So, but it was just more so like the work ethic I have now. I hadn't developed it then. It was like I was just doing it just so I can get me some money to do something and go.
Yeah.
And so that was it. But just like when just back to the high school joint, it was like, shoot, we would get pool our money together to get something to drink, hotel room. It was like, wasn't nobody caring about doing nothing else.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Especially
And that's
saving.
the thing. And then the older you become, man, like that was the first stage of our life. The second stage is what? The second stage, I mean, the range that you had.
26. 26 to 45.
So
So
now
it'll be
at
like
this
Mhm.
time,
the starting a family.
okay, so when you think about it now, at this time, now before your credit, you ain't had no credit and you were trying to establish credit. You know what I'm saying? And once you establish the credit, you have to actually, like for some of us, we have to actually maintain that credit. You know what I mean? To try to get our credit
Mhm.
score the way how we need to try to get it, right? So when you get
Yeah.
like 26 years old and all that stuff like that, some people got their head on their shoulder, they got a house, they got a car, they got a good job and all that stuff like that. At 26, man, I wasn't established then. You know what I'm saying? Even though I had that one credit card, I wasn't established
Mhm.
then. I mean, 27, 28, that's when I started trying to get my stuff together because I was getting ready to get married. You know what I mean? So at that time, I was working to try to better my credit, but my credit still was crap at the time because once again, I mean, I had chains on my neck, I had gold link, and I had a credit card called Reeds and all that stuff like that. And I just had a lot of stuff. Not only that I had Discover card, but I had Reeds. You know what I mean? That jewelry store. Then it was Friedman.
Mhm.
They sent me something. They
Yeah.
were competing with Reeds. So I had a Friedman. So I had like a watch on one arm. I had a gold link on one arm. I had dang on two nice little chain. I had to pay for that stuff, man. You know what I mean? And when you young and all that stuff, you ain't thinking about that stuff until that day come when you trying to get married, you trying to get a house, you trying to get land and all this stuff like that. And they pull up that credit report. And that's when that credit report got something on it that you don't want to see. And then your girlfriend or
Mhm.
your wife, I mean, not your girlfriend, but not your wife, but your girlfriend at the time, she was like, yeah, oh my goodness, your credit bad. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, like at that, I mean, like once I paid them off and all that stuff like that, I was able to, because I wanted my credit to be good. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to
Hmm.
be good before because I wanted my name to be on something. You know what I mean? I didn't want my wife's name to be on just every single thing. My name had to be on something by me being the man. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. For me, it was. I mean, like I said, I didn't. As far as like saving and like 401ks and stuff like that, that stuff didn't come to me till like after. I want to say in my 30s, because I was still like, you know what I'm saying, blowing money, going out, because a lot of this was before the first marriage. So it
Yeah.
was like I was still out there. The only difference was, you know what I'm saying, by the time I turned 25, that's when my son was born. So,
Hmm.
um, I started noticing that I need to do better. But yeah, the new Jordan came out. Um, you know what I'm saying? That new, I'm not gonna say new, but at one point, then we had that one store that had all those, all those throwback NBA jerseys and stuff. Elliott
Yeah.
and
Good
Ness.
old, good
You know
old
what I'm
game day.
saying? Yeah. So it was like, you know what I mean? It was still calling, buying stuff was still calling me. But you know what I'm saying? It was like I said, it took me to like, I want to say once I started my career of like being a meat cutter, that's when it was like, okay, I need to be better. So it was like, that's when I started to make a change and not you just be blowing my money on like stuff.
Yeah.
So,
She was speaking of game day. I was like, just sitting here thinking. Matter of fact, you and I had a conversation about this a while ago about all the different jerseys and
yeah, we were
because
buying, we
I
were
used to
average, we
get
would go in
those.
there, we would buy at least two to three jerseys at a time. Cause the
Yeah.
goal was to try to get like just about everyone that they had, as far as like, you know what I'm saying, the throwback. So it was like, yeah, we spent a lot of money in there on those jerseys when you think about it.
Yeah. Because it was like, shoot, I get that catch saving bond in straight to
Hmm.
game day. Straight to game day every time, like clockwork. Jersey and the hat, because that's when they would even let you know if you ask, they'll let you know what's coming in
Hmm.
and everything. Because remember they had Square Records that was right beside it.
Yeah.
And the same way you go on Square Records, how the guy had the little chalkboard behind him and let you know what's
Hmm.
releasing.
Hmm.
I was like, shoot. I mean, what was that? It was another one I was gonna say about being bad with money. I was gonna divert back to being in around the high school range, but it doesn't
Hmm.
escape me now. But I will say, going to college, yeah, that's when I started to make a transition. Then, and so what I would do is, what I would get because I wasn't working while I was going to college, so my overage check would be like my paycheck. So I get my overage
Hmm.
check, bust it down, throw some, throw it over here to more them, and then that's when I started like putting money back. That's when it was
Mm-hmm.
like I started like understanding the basic concept of what one of them was doing, which is
Yeah,
you sacrifice now
that's right.
and to get it later.
Yep.
So then it would
Hmm.
be like you put more of your money coming out your check to go to your 401k or whatever else you got coming out. So just because your company
Hmm.
matching at 4%, you may want to go, well, I just do four. That's eight right there. Now go ahead and do that 12 to 16. You sacrifice it now. So that's when it was like starting to register to me a little bit more. I was still,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I was still spending kind of reckless though,
Mm-hmm.
but it just wasn't it was starting to slow down and not do it quite as
Hmm.
much is what I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the thing too, man. The thing about it too is that at that age, you know, you will struggle, you know what I mean? If you don't have someone in your ears to tell you not to do this, not to do that and all that stuff like that, try to buy everything cash and all that stuff like that. And if you don't have it, then just don't, if you don't have the cash, then just don't use your credit card because man, I'm gonna tell you, man, that Discover, man, hey, it was a couple years, man. It ain't took me long to actually max up that $3,000. Now I'm telling you, I was whining and
Yeah.
dining. I was whining and dining,
Hmm.
but once I look back at it, and once I was able to actually like pay whatever I was paying every single month, that Discover card actually eventually went away. That Reed's card actually went away. That Friedman card actually went away, and all that stuff like that because I had to actually work on trying to get my credit score. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
the journey, I mean, my financial journey was like a struggle from the age of 20 to 29. That was my struggle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I
You
was doing the
say.
same thing. Like when I finished,
Mhm.
when I graduated college, you just be deferring and deferring. So I'm deferring that shit. And then to your point, I just got to a point I was like, you know what?
Yep.
It was when I got when I got hired at Frito.
Yep.
And
I
then I
was
was
there.
just like, you know,
You remember? Do you remember that
mhm,
time you and I were sitting there at your house, and you were like, "Man, I'm tired of deferring," and then all
mhm,
of a sudden you said, "Man, I have to get this right."
yeah. Yeah, I just went ahead and what's called. Nah, at first it was because my loan got broken down to various places because
Yeah.
I had the one with Spartanburg Tech. Then when I went to Limestone, by them being private, that was a straight loan from at the time Wachovia before they switched over to Wells Fargo. So it took it out with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to do that one, and so it was got my stuff got broke down and spread out. So I had two separate ones that I was paying, and then I was just like, you know what? Let me
Mhm.
go ahead and see which one is the best out of the two. And to your point, that's
Mm-hmm.
when you just start out. That's when you be like, okay, let me start focusing more on what's gonna be the best one.
That's right.
And my ex at the time, her and I had the conversation as well. Helped me decide on what would be the best route to take. And so that's when I chose, the lender one over lender two. had the better rate
Mm-hmm.
and all that good stuff. And after that, it was, it was just boom, just hitting, making sure
Yeah.
that everything was what's called. And I would still have my moments because, contrary to popular belief, I'm not an alcoholic, but I am.
Damn, damn,
I do
damn.
have a drug of choice, and it is electronics. So,
Oh.
that is my
Yeah.
drug of choice. So,
Man, look.
I just couldn't kick that narcotic at the time, but, you know, what I'm saying? That narcotic had me pissing and shitting out of a bucket. You know what I'm saying? With my girl daddy coming and dumping it and everything. But,
That's
but,
right.
but we got through it,
Oh
You are
yeah.
something else. You know that? You are something else.
But for the listeners in the room, please let us know about how you traveled through your financial journey. You looking at from when you are 15 to 25, from teen to young adult, to starting a family at 26 to 45, even planning retirement at 46 to 64. Join in the
But
conversation with us.
but the thing about it is that, like once you get married and all that stuff like that, you gotta, let's just say, wherever you live at, if you're living in a house, apartment, townhome, trailer, anything,
Yeah.
the thing about it is that once you establish yourself, then, you know what I mean, and it just seemed like everything started getting better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, for me personally, like when you got a house and all that stuff like that, it's just like keeping up the upkeeping. You know what I mean? The more you pay your house note, the more you pay, certain stuff in your house, it actually help out you in the long run. You know what I mean? And then you can actually get a brand new car. And once you get a brand new car, you're like, oh man, my credit is pretty good because I got a house. I got you know what I mean? So if that make any
Mm-hmm.
sense in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some people normally start like, they'll start really, really low. Back in the days, man, before, because if y'all think about it now, we got a bunch of like townhomes, a bunch of apartments up in this area now where we live at, and that's crazy. And somebody was telling me the other day a 2-bedroom was like $1,200-$1,300. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
back
Mm-hmm.
in, like, when I first got my house, man, it was cheap, cheap. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like everything just went up. Everything just went up.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say back to the because I did go to school. I went to when I got out of the military. Well, yeah, no way. Yeah. I went to Virginia College. And I ain't gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
I let them chase me until they did the loan forgiveness.
Oh, man, I just was about to start and everything.
I was about to start paying and it said, oh, it's been forgiven. Oh, yeah. But they chased me for a minute.
Dang.
They chased me for a
Yeah.
minute, bro. It was getting kind of close. Felt them breathing on my neck. I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. I said, so close, but yet so far. They didn't get me.
Oh
But
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the only joke I had. I ain't have no more jokes. So I'm just been sitting on that joke like last 2 minutes. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got
Yeah.
nothing else.
Because I will say one thing about it is once you do get to that point where you already know, about get that. Well, I won't say no. When you get to that understanding of your breakdown of the things that you trying to take care of,
Yeah.
but what's coming in, what you got going out. I mean, it's so much easier to navigate and do the things you want to do. And
Yeah.
then what you will
Mm-hmm.
find is, you have those that haven't figured it out. But then instead
Yeah.
of asking, people go to assuming, well, you
Mm-hmm.
don't have this, you don't have that. And it's like, well, what you need to remember is maybe I don't want this. Maybe I don't want that. But
So
you have that, but you are struggling trying to maintain that while I'm good and comfortable
that's right.
with what
Exactly.
I'm doing over here.
So I'm
You
gonna
know?
throw something. I'm gonna throw something out. Is to you guys, live. So is like living paycheck to paycheck bad?
Mm.
I, I think it may depend on the
Yeah,
situation.
I'm about to. Yeah, exactly.
Do you have kids?
Yeah.
Are you dating? Are you
Hmm.
in a relationship? I think those are other factors that come in because if you are dating somebody or married to somebody, your habits are the person you with habits and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because both y'all can have spending habits. So like
Hmm.
so for instance, like electronics is my thing. Let's say my girlfriend thing is pocketbooks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if my paycheck to paycheck allows me to purchase these electronics that I want
Mm-hmm.
in a controlled environment of a rate of a clip that I can handle to where for her, she just see it and go grab it, see it and go grab it, and then forget about other stuff that you got coming in. Now you pulling from what I have to cover you.
That's right.
So now that paycheck to
Hmm.
paycheck gonna hit different at this point,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. But I feel like it's
Yeah.
the same thing if you're not living paycheck to paycheck at the same time, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's the thing, man. Like at one time in life, I was a paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? And I said to myself, man, back in the 2000s, I said I had to get that fixed. You know what I'm saying? Because you get paid. Next thing you know, you got, pay every single thing that you can pay, and you just got enough money just for,
Mhm.
gas and, food or whatever you need. And you start the cycle all over again. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, I was like, man, I was like, oh, this was an uncomfortable feeling for me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And once I figure out how to get above and beyond living paycheck to paycheck,
Hmm.
man, I don't want to go back to that feeling again. You know what I mean? Because anything can happen. You can have like something can happen in your car that can actually throw a monkey wrench inside the plan. You could
Hmm.
probably need tires. You probably might have to go to the hospital, to a doctor visit or something. Your kid might need something. So that's why I said at the end of the day, living paycheck to paycheck can actually affect you, you know, in the long run because you're gonna need new tires. So you're gonna have to actually take that money that you didn't even have because you already living paycheck to paycheck to actually go ahead and buy them tires that you need.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So
So
yeah, so okay then. So what if the paycheck to paycheck is once you pay everything, you may have 300. Let's say you have $300 after, you take care of everything. You know,
mm-hmm.
theoretically it's still a paycheck to paycheck because if your car mess up, something happened at the house, you just got that 300. That has to get you through to the next paycheck. So let's
That's
say
right.
to that next paycheck, you may have, I don't know, let's say 125 or maybe 100. Now does that hit different for you? Or is it still or would it still be considered bad?
Yeah. Because
You
if
know?
you think of because it would be bad because if you think about it, if you got $300 left and you get paid every 2 weeks, I mean, with the price of gas and the price of every single thing, that $300 is not going to last for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That $150 is not going to last for 2 weeks because you got to remember now, if you driving something nice and you got that 87, well, if matter of fact, not 87, but if you putting 89 in your car, what could be what 290 something or $3? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So you got to
Hmm.
remember now, if you're filling up that tank, that's about $60 right there, or $50 right there. You know what I'm saying? So that $300 right there, that's $250. And then if you got to do it again, that's $200. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta, if something else happened or the kids need something, you know what I mean? That money it's gonna actually shrink, So living paycheck to paycheck for me now, I think that once you can actually get over the hurdle of not living paycheck to paycheck and you can stack your bank account, and you can actually, because I had to learn now that I couldn't buy those. Back in the days, it used to be Tommy Hilfiger. I couldn't do it no more. I can't buy the $50, $75 stuff. You know what I mean? I had to actually
Yeah.
like learn how to actually control my spending. And once I actually got above water, that's a beautiful feeling. It was a beautiful feeling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So once you can actually not live paycheck to paycheck, and you're able to actually have a couple $100, and you're not spending money wild, and you go and take your woman out to eat or your man out to eat or whatever. I mean, all that stuff like that. And you got to worry about it. And you're not doing it all the time. Man, that's a good feeling.
True.
It's true.
Now, what if
Mm-hmm.
on the paycheck to paycheck, right? All right, let's say you take the kids out, you don't have kids, you don't have, you have you may have a girlfriend, or you may, no, let's say you dating, and you live in paycheck to paycheck, but you dating. Now, how
Mm-hmm.
would you still navigate those waters, knowing, okay, I want to set this date up. Shoot, check looking a little more, looking a little less than what I thought it was gonna be.
Well,
Do
you know,
you push that date off, or do you still try to make the date for that weekend?
well,
Well, I think you still try to make the date, but
yeah,
you don't have to
everything.
do with everything. Like you don't have to do
That's right.
everything.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
shoot.
Hell, I know a motherfucker that said, you know what I'm saying, on first date, he go fucking Dutch and shit. So, you know what I mean? You got some people that's down for that. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
This some bitch said he wouldn't even pay for a goddamn cup of coffee and shit. So I'm just saying, you got some people that can get away with that.
Yeah.
but
And,
hey, if she's down with it, then
If she's down with it. Me, myself, I mean, I'm like this. There's things that you can do where you don't have to
yeah,
spend a lot of money on the first date.
that's right.
yeah,
So it's like,
Look,
I will still do the date because you don't know what's going to happen next week. So if you push it next week, what if you got something else to happen?
true.
You know
No,
what I'm
we got a
saying? What if,
message.
oh, okay. I ain't even cool. What's up, Stereo Legend?
Well, hello everybody. Nice to hear you guys on. Hey Big Daddy, how you doing? I just came in and I heard the question he was asking about if you don't have enough or you live in a paycheck to paycheck, what do you do? And I just feel like if that's how you gotta live, maybe you should hold off on dating period until you can get yourself together. Because
mm,
then it will go, it will put you in you living behind your means. Because if you can't afford to do some things, then maybe you should just hold off on dating until you can afford it. That's just my personal opinion. That's what I would do as a woman. Like if I can't afford to do certain things, like I can't afford to date right now because I really don't have it. And if I wanted to, return favors, I can't. So I'm not going to put myself in a predicament to where a guy that, is doing everything.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
and that's the thing too, man. Like, and she hit it right on the head. Like, okay, so who want to go out with somebody who only got $20, and they say, hey, man, you gonna have to pay. You gonna have to pay half, and I'm gonna have to pay half. But guess what? Now
Oh,
I'm gonna pay for my food, but you're
Yeah.
gonna have to pay for your food, but you're gonna have to leave the tip. I
hmm.
mean,
Okay. Yeah.
and
Okay.
that's crazy. You know what I mean? That crazy. Okay, so let me tell y'all this, and this is a wild story. I got a cousin, man. My cousin sat there. Him and this girl went out, and they started dating and all that stuff. Like he wine and dine her and all that stuff like that. And so once he had wine and dine her, he sat there. He paid for every single thing, right? So they went out to eat dinner. They were dating for like 6 months. They went out to eat dinner. He left his wallet. So
Hmm.
she was ordering all kind of stuff. She was ordering like, I know he said their bill was like 200 something dollars. So he didn't have a wallet. So he, the bill came, he put his hand in his pocket and he said, oh shoot, I left my wallet. And she said, oh shoot, I left my wallet too. So who's going to pay?
Oh shit. Damn.
Long story less
Questions?
long, he had to actually use the phone. His brother came, went to his house, and got his wallet or whatever and all that stuff like that because he was driving 30 and brought it to the thing. And he said after that day, he never messed with her again. He said he took care of everything. Opened the door, did this, did that, paid for this, paid for that. She didn't have to pay for nothing. But then she didn't even at that particular time. He left his wallet. She didn't pay for that dinner. Here we go. Message.
Well, thank the good Lord for Apple Pay, and you can pay with your phone, and you can touch pay, and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, all you gotta do is add your card to your wallet. You can pay with your watch. You can pay with your phone. Stuff like that is not an issue
Hmm.
nowadays. However, that is a crazy situation if it happened before this kind of stuff was able, to be put
Yeah.
in place.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Mhm.
And it
And you know
def-
what the thing about it? Uh huh.
and it
Hmm.
definitely did happen. It was back in like 2015 before Apple Pay and all that stuff like that was going on. But it was just a crazy situation. He said he dropped her. He was like, man, I had to, you know what I mean? But go ahead,
Yeah.
bro.
Hmm.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. As we talking about the dating thing, that's where when you younger and you haven't got to that point, you know, to where you worrying about your finances and you worry more about dating. Even, I mean, I think we all know some older people who do the same thing. To
Yeah.
where to her point, which is, well, if you don't have it, you maybe shouldn't be dating. Worry about stacking your bread, but you have those that'll be like, well, you know what? What I do, I just roll these two bills over. That'll free up this money, so I can
Shoot, we
still
all
go ahead and go out on this date.
yeah. We all done
You
been
know,
there now. Think about
you
it.
know
Yeah.
what I mean. I think that's like the other side of it to when you going through your journey
Yeah.
from you know
Hmm.
We got a message.
All right.
Shit, I'm gonna tell you right now. She couldn't have paid for that food, but when they got settled and they got home, she better have sucked some good dick or
Oh
something.
shit.
Goddamn it, because you supposed to be able to cover that man if he didn't have it. That's what I mean. If you can't afford to date, you shouldn't be dating.
Mm. Oh my God.
True. That is so true.
That
Yes.
is straight
oh
to the point.
god,
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
oh man, nice,
Now, when
nice.
I was, like I said, when I was in the military, it was like, cause I knew I got paid the first and the 15th, no matter what. So I'm not gonna lie. I was like 18, 19, and I went on a lot of dates, but I really didn't think about like saving money. So it was like, I mean, and I think I told y'all the other day, in one week I saw Independence Day 4 times with 4 different
Yeah,
women. So it's like, I didn't care about dropping that type of money because I knew I was going to get paid on the 15th.
yeah,
So it really didn't, it started to hit me and affect me more once I got out of the military. But I was still, still doing the same stuff, still going out, still blowing money as fast as I got it out. I was blowing it. But, like I said, everything changed once I got my 30s. I started, thinking more of uh, my future and stuff like that. So, but when I was 18, 19, 20,
Yeah.
I stayed in the club. We were stationed in Savannah, so we was always hanging out in Atlanta, Freaknik, just blowing money. So yeah,
We
it
got
was
we got
crazy.
a message.
Okay. I can't see him, so.
Oh my gosh, I finally caught a show. Hey, hey, hey. It's your girl Miss Cheesecake coming through Club and Tap and showing love. Everybody in the chat, make sure y'all follow and share. From chaos to control. Damn it, I got a message. Hold on. Move out the way so I can finish reading that shit. How have you navigated your financial journey? What's up, G-Man, Ro, and G? Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the room.
What's up, Miss
oh,
Cheesecake?
what's going on? So yeah,
Yeah.
so basically we looking at this is basically how you went from 15 to 25 as a young adult to starting a family 26 to 45 and then planning retirement around that 46 to 64-year old, to age, to basically just saying how you used to spend your money or
Yeah.
blow money, however it was, just going through, your different stages of your life and how you got to that point of like, you know what, I gotta tighten up. Or some
Yeah.
people may have already started in the beginning.
Well, you know the thing too, man. I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. It seemed like you don't have enough money. You know what I'm saying? Things
hmm
always come up. Things always come
Yep.
up. You can save a bunch of money one year. The next year you could spend a bunch of money, the same money that you save. So it just seemed
Yeah.
like you don't have enough. You never ever have enough money. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like the Lord, the good, he only bless you with what you need. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And then like it
hmm
just seemed like when things happen, you have the money to actually take care of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, like our life journey, my life journey might be. I know for a fact all our life journeys are different and all that stuff like that. But for me, like it just seemed like when the time come and you need something to happen, you need to take care of something. It seemed like that money is there for you to take care of it, especially the older you become in life.
hmm
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, even with the person you with, how that shifts, your spending habits as well, because you may be solid with saving, he
hmm
or she may not be,
Yeah,
or both of y'all could be hot garbage,
yeah,
blowing money on
Yeah.
silly shit, to where,
hmm
to your point earlier about living paycheck to paycheck, to where you could have two people making good money and have nothing to show for it because they want to just spend it before they get it. You
oh
know.
yeah, yeah. I mean, so like if you think about like, hopefully, like if you're in a relationship or you married and all that stuff like that, and you living with your significant other, you're hoping and praying that they bringing something to the table. You know what I'm saying? I feel as though that
hmm
me personally, like I take care of the responsibility of my house because that's me. That's my job because I'm a man. I take care of the responsibility of my house. And then hopefully my wife, he take care of all the other little stuff. You know what I mean? So I still can have money and she still can have money. You know what I mean? And it
Yeah.
worked out for the last like as long as we've been married, it has worked out. You know what I mean? I now I got I got a paycheck a month for myself. You know what I mean? I make good money, but I had to actually go through that process to actually learn how to be a man, to take care of my responsibility. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So the journey is like it's a good journey to be on, but you actually have to order your steps, get your steps in order, know that it's going to be a struggle and things going to happen and all that stuff like that. But, you know, just make sure you take care of your responsibility if you're married, if you got your own place and all that stuff like that. If that makes sense, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I know I'm at a point now where it doesn't matter what I'm buying, what I'm looking to save for. Everything is a constant evaluation, researching everything before I make a decision. Like, I at least want to have at least 6 different options on the
hmm
table for myself before I decide on anything. No, it's extreme, but
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like that's where I'm at. Like, all right, well, if I do this, how this going to affect this on this side, and as we go and for everything, So I know that's where
hmm
I'm at now.
So, so
Okay. D-Man's reconnecting. So, right now where I'm at is I don't do a lot of I've been stopped doing like the extra spending that I was doing. So it's like now I'm to the point to where, how me and Ro, how we do. It's like we always exchanging stuff as far as like where we can
yeah,
find cheapest shoes and stuff like that. So it's like, I mean, I still buy shoes. I mean, I still buy Jordan. I still buy whatever, but it's like, it's not like it used to be.
yeah,
So it's not like, oh, every check I go out and go, nah, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll be like, nah, wait, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I ain't gotta have them. It's not like I'm gonna wear them anyway right now. So
Hmm.
that's where I'm at right now.
So question now, another question. So is it a headache to be like not having? Like, is it a headache? Like, what I mean by not having is that if you want something and you can't get it, is that a headache?
No,
No.
for me, it's not. Because if it was meant for me to have it, I would have it. So I
Mm.
Yeah.
don't, you know, that's how I look at it.
Yeah. Plus like what Mo always said, you can't miss something you never had.
Exactly.
So but I will say there's nothing wrong with having options.
That's true too.
Because you can always find if there's this uh one pair of shoe you may want. I mean, there's other
Hmm.
options in that style. It may not, it won't be the same that you're looking for, but you may find a style that's similar to it, to satisfy you, or at least to
Hmm.
pacify that want or that need for that particular one, to get you by,
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
but
Cause
but if
I went
you,
through three different stores to get them Zions and I got them for like $50. They was like 100 and something. I went through Foot Locker. What was it? Finish line. And then I ended up going through a Hibbett City Gear and found them. Same ones, $50. Same Jordans. So,
Yeah, and the thing too, sometimes Nikes, and since we're talking about that, sometimes Nikes be having that, sometimes they'll do out a sale. If you're a Nike, if you got a Nike
hmm,
membership, they'll let you
yeah,
know and all this stuff like that, which is a good thing, especially like if once again, if you live paycheck to paycheck, then you're able to actually get a, you know, nice old Nikes.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
for
Like,
sure.
not a paycheck to paycheck. I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't because I feel like something's gonna always come up. Something's gonna happen. So I need to have that extra. If I was, you know what I'm saying, as far as paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah. But y'all don't never see it like how life is. I mean, like life will actually throw you a curveball. Like you have like
Hmm.
6 months of nothing never ever happening. Like nothing. And then the other six
Hmm.
months, it seems like every single thing that goes wrong can go wrong. And like once again, it'd be like your car, it could be like
Yeah.
a relationship, it could be like wife, girlfriend, or want to go out to eat at this restaurant and you don't have enough. You know what I mean? It could be a lot of stuff. But
Yeah,
it just sometimes it just make me think like, man, you could be good for 6 months, 3 months, and then that something always happens.
yeah. I know that's how it
Yeah.
was like when I went out for my surgery for my knee. What I had the
Hmm.
surgery,
Hmm.
then my car had fucked up. They ain't want to fix the car, so I had to find another car. Had to find another job, you know,
Hmm.
because I had to leave that job after my surgery, after my knee surgery. So to your point, it was just like boom, 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 and I'm like, just the bills don't stop. So I'm still paying shit, and just spending money, you know.
Yeah,
So
Hmm.
I don't have enough coming in. I had stuff coming in from being out, but it wasn't the whole time. So then it's like,
that's right.
okay, so now I'm still, everything is still going out. And you can see just, you just looking at your shit just dropping and dropping. You like, fuck. So, to your point, it's like, yeah. But then that's when when you build a good space for you to feel good about things that may come up. Even if you say, well, you know
Hmm.
what? I don't want to burn through my cash on hand. What do I have that I can that's liquid that I can get in a couple of days? Get some
Yeah,
stuff sold off, cash some
Hmm.
stuff in, and then you do that, you know. So
Yeah.
even having that flexibility is kind of good to have.
that's right.
It make you if you don't want to spend it, but then it make you feel good knowing that okay, at least I know I had this. I ain't have
That's
to
right.
go do
Hmm.
no silly shit or nothing crazy or like, damn, how the hell am I going to take care of this? Cause you already, was prepping
Yeah.
for what could happen on down.
Yeah. Cause you don't need to be on Brooklyn Avenue trying to show some thigh meat. That ain't
Yeah.
the best
I
move.
heard
That
about
ain't the best move.
I heard
Nah,
about
it ain't.
Brooklyn Avenue the other day.
Brooklyn Avenue still in production, baby. That train don't stop.
Exactly. The train don't stop. They still adding people to the Brooklyn Dodgers team. Don't play.
and, you, and you can probably make a lot of money out there, Bo, at Brooklyn Avenue.
No, no, not me. No, sir, can't do it. You know, I don't think my photo is gonna be good enough for it. You know what I'm saying?
No, man, no. But yeah, I mean, like back to like what you said a few minutes ago about your struggle. But look, think about it. So, in your banking account, you had money saved up in your banking account. You didn't know that journey would have been there, right? You didn't know that
Yeah,
your situation was going to be how it was going to be. You were expecting to be back at that job and all that stuff like that. But then things actually, went left. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
if you really, really think about how you were set up, you had your money in savings for that rainy day. You didn't know that now, but that's what ended up happening for that rainy day.
that's
Hmm.
because I realized that rainy day was not really rain; it was a piss bucket.
Stupid. You stupid. You stupid. You stupid. But
One
everybody,
day leads you down.
that's a inside joke. That's an inside joke that we got. So nobody don't get like
You just never know.
confused.
You never know.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, I think as far as relationships and marriage, also the situation I ran into in my second marriage was got married and then she quit her job.
Mm,
And from
you the
that
man.
it was like literally paycheck to paycheck. I paid every bill that was going on, like no help, none whatsoever. So it was like once we separated, that's when, you know what I'm saying? I started, building some, my far as a little bit that I had in my savings or whatever. So that's when I was able to start saving because I mean, we moved. It was like right after we got married, we moved. So we moved from Lancaster to Charleston.
Hmm.
And like I said, it was like I said, as soon as she said I do, that motherfucker went to her job and said I quit. I said, damn,
Wow.
damn.
Whew.
Mm. So that's why I said a lot of times, sometimes, you can get in a relationship, get into a marriage, and, all it takes is one person to make one decision that can affect the whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because the job that she quit, it was good money. So it was
Yeah.
good, her money, and then the money I was bringing in was good money. So it was like, now it's just me. That was it. So that puts a strain
Yeah.
on the relationship also, because
Yeah.
what's the biggest things that, two of the biggest things that cause divorce is what? Finances and infidelity.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. That motherfucker was 2 for 2. When you really think about it,
Back 1,000.
you was batting 1,000 that motherfucker. Ain't had no job. I guess you got nothing else to do but cheat, huh? I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I can imagine myself just going to a job and say I quit after getting married. Man, shoot, that'd be some trifling stuff, you know?
Yeah. See, that's the other thing, to your point. It's it's so many selfish people
Yes.
even in a relationship, it's like you want to be with somebody, but you still want it to be single at the same time. And that is in the decision making. To your point, and that's only decision that affects us. It's like, hey, you do your thing or whatever, but anything to your point that financially, what you do or what I do can mess up,
Mm-hmm.
could bring down this kingdom that we trying to build. It's
Yeah.
like we can't build something. You can't build with somebody if the other person is constantly taking away the pieces. Every
Yeah.
every
hmm
brick that y'all trying to lay on this foundation, you
Yeah.
turn around and they just picking it up and throwing it to the side. It's like it haven't got hard yet for us to we trying to I'm sitting here trying to make the layers and you keep kicking this down, or
Hmm.
vice versa, or he keep kicking it down while she's trying to do it.
hmm
It's selfishness.
It is.
So it's hard to do something like that. And then that would be another red flag of saying, well, I feel like you're not where I'm at in this stage of the game like I thought. Obviously I care more about us than what you do. Because if you can't see what
Exactly.
you're doing is tearing us down, everything else can be solid. Everything
Hmm.
else can be solid. But to your point, financially, however you moving, I have to pick up those pieces in that slack on your end.
Exactly.
So if one person has 5,000 to play with, you in the negative of 8, you 8 down. We together.
hmm
We are a team. Now we down 3.
Yeah.
We not up. We down. And it's gonna be a
hmm
constant chasing of trying to get back up because now you feel like, oh shoot, well, we doing a little bit better now. We ain't doing better. I'm doing better.
Yeah.
You keep fucking this situation up,
hmm
you know.
And you're 100% right about that.
Yep. I agree.
You know. But then,
Well,
what do I know?
um, we will have an episode next week, but
Yes, sir.
the weekend before Valentine's Day, we're taking a week break. So when we come back, it'll be the weekend after Valentine's Day. So that's when we will do our visual podcast. So we'll be on YouTube then. So I figure I'll put that out there real quick.
Oh yeah, I think I'm ready for it. I think it's gonna be good being on there.
Oh, yeah, I
So
agree.
yeah, we only have this. Next week's episode will be our last episode on stereo for this season, and we'll be back on stereo next season. We're gonna finish up the season on YouTube.
Maybe. It depends.
Depends on what.
You
Depends on
know,
what.
I mean, it just depends on how we feel.
Depends on what though.
See, like right now,
hmm
we trying to lay a foundation, and you keep kicking it over. Don't be selfish.
What foundation am I kicking over?
See what I'm saying?
What foundation am I kicking over?
I think if you took your blinders off, then you will see what I'm saying. Then you be able to pick it down and pick it back up, put it in your pocket, go around town.
What the
Okay.
heck?
Okay. I'm so confused right now. I'm so confused right now. I'm so confused. That's like that. What was that saying you had about snakes in the grass? I was confused. Just confused. I'm just saying.
Look, all I'm saying
Hey.
is
hmm
it's a lot of country bumpkins out here. A bunch of older
Yeah.
cabies is all I'm saying. And you kicking down the foundation.
I know a couple of, well, hells. I know a couple of them.
Listen, that's not what we doing here, sir.
Who you talking about?
All I'm saying is I think we all got the power to grow. Mentally. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter at one point you was trying to put a rectangle in a square. It doesn't matter. You know
Really?
what I'm saying?
Really?
When you got a
I'm
9-digit
just saying.
IQ, it doesn't matter.
We got a
Wow.
message.
All right.
Well, you guys, it was nice hearing you on here. I'll probably be on about 11 o'clock playing some slow jams if you guys are still up, Probably 10:30, 11 o'clock. Or before then. But I'll say 10 to be safe. 10, between 10 and 11. Hope to see you guys in there. I do all right. I ain't gonna say I'm great, but I do okay.
We'll be in there. I'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be there. Well, I'm mostly there all the time. So
Wow. Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Look, Gerard, you got to remember what you call him the other day.
Hmm.
Matter of fact, was he's the stereo what?
Ha! He called himself that. Say he's a stereo whore. That's what he said. That's what he
Let
said.
me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I be at
He
work.
be
I
in
be in these
rooms.
stereo streets.
He be in
I'm
rooms that he
busting
shouldn't
down
be
these
in.
podcasts, listening. You know what I'm
He be
saying?
in
I'll
rooms
be
he
running
shouldn't
across some
be
good
in. That's all
shows,
I'm gonna
man.
say. But
Yeah,
you
you
be in rooms
definitely
that you
gonna.
probably shouldn't be in.
Let me tell you something. I had to turn off my podcast addict app just so I could hit these streets. You know what I'm saying?
That
All
was funny
right.
though.
I know. I know. I seen you
Yeah.
in a couple of them I seen you in a couple of them with your thigh meat hanging out. I saw you.
Hey, let me tell you something.
You gotta do what you gotta
Let me
do.
tell you something.
Yep.
Hey, we out here.
Yes,
We showing love to everybody.
exactly.
You know?
Yep.
I didn't do
We
this for
did.
me. I did this for everybody.
That's right. Brooklyn
Everybody?
Avenue.
Exactly.
I mean, I was gonna say Trade Street 95, but either way, you know what I'm
So
saying?
if anybody from Fayetteville, you can say, what is it? The Merc.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds
That is
dirty. I'm not gonna lie to you.
that, that's, that's the equivalent of Brooklyn Avenue in Lancaster. I'm just saying.
I feel like instead of a 7-Eleven, it is a clinic right there beside it. As soon
Uh,
as you get finished, you already know.
I don't know.
You gonna
I never hung out in the
you gotta
Merc.
go get that script.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
You gotta go get that tetanus shot, go get that script.
yeah. Oh yeah. Like the more of the story is that your critic is your best friend, you know. So we just need to make sure that whatever we do, we hold on to that, you know. Try not to overspend. And if we don't have it, don't use a credit card to actually use it. You know what I mean? Just let that credit card stay in your pocket because eventually you're gonna have to pay that APR on that.
You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. I used my credit card this morning because my homeboy told me what that bill was. I was like, I don't carry cash, so let me go ahead and slide you this card number.
Are you gonna? So my question to you, right quick, are you gonna
Yeah.
at the end of the month? Are you gonna pay that full thing?
Oh no, I paid that full thing as soon as I walked back in the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Since you already know how to go. You already got a link to your account anyway. I just shipped it over.
See now, if you're gonna do something like that, now that's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and again, they do give you some good. They do hit you with some good rates. You
Yeah,
get some good cash back. I'd be like,
yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I go ahead and do it this time.
So I didn't even know I had some cash back. I just happened to look on my phone because like the young lady said earlier, you do have some of the stuff on your phone. You know what I mean? And I just happened to looked at my phone inside my wallet on my phone, and I had like about 60, 70 something dollars on Cash App. I was like, oh, okay. I went to Chick-fil-A. I went right to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I did horn yourself for some nuggets. Hope you feel good
No,
about
Wow.
yourself.
a
Wow.
number one, no pickle. A number one, no pickle.
I mean,
Wow.
what's that? What happened?
And I just wild what you said. That was all. I said,
Oh,
wow. You said he poured himself out with what's the name? With some nuggets. I said, wow.
I mean, but it
Yeah.
is high class nugget. I mean, the high, it's not like it's McDonald's nuggets
No, it's not. Yeah, Chick-fil-A
or
got some good
Burger
nuggets.
King nuggets.
I think we got a message.
Okay. I can't see it.
Okay, here you go.
He said you horn yourself for some nuggets. He said no, a number one with no pickle. I'm done with y'all.
Who said number one with no pickles? So I didn't get to hear that part.
No, I said he
You
said
said number one.
I said a number one, but before that row, he was saying you want some nuggets. I said no, a number one with no pickles. That's me.
Oh yeah, because
Chick-fil-A
I'm the
sandwich,
same way. Yeah,
Chick-fil-A
I get the
sandwich
number
with
one, no
pickles.
pickles. Yeah, that's
Yep.
what I get. I get the same thing.
Look, give
So,
me a
yeah.
high C drink. Give me a high C drink, no ice. And
Oh,
I'm
I thought
good.
you were gonna say a Sunjoy. A
Oh
Sunjoy
A
be
Lord,
hitting.
who?
A Sunjoy.
What is that?
I tell you what, the next time you go get your chicken sandwich, go ahead and pull your shirt down a little bit, show them that shoulder tattoo you got. Yeah, go ahead and slide you one of them sunjoys through the window. It's like, oh, hey, Mr. Man.
Oh, you stupid. I really walked into that one, didn't I? I did.
Yes,
I
you
did. I did. I walked right into that one. I should not have even asked what is that? I should not. That's
You
on
So
me.
get your little half
That's
and
on
half.
me.
That's
That's
all
on
it
me.
is. But half lemonade, half tea. It's good though.
Yeah. But on that note, we're gonna thank every single one of you for listening to the Run and Tell That podcast. Please definitely check us out next week. G-Man out.
And he just left. Damn. Huh? No, you still I thought he said, you man out. I was like, God damn. I want to appreciate everybody
Get
that
that.
listens, Stereo Legend, Queen Black Radio, Auntie TT, Miss Frank Cola, and Caroline. We appreciate y'all listening.
Thank Chick-fil-A too, because I feel like both of y'all finna scurry back down there.
Huh?
Huh?
Go where? Chick-fil-A?
Yeah. Show a
No, they
little
remodeling.
tattoo, get a little
Nah. They
chicken breast.
remodeling the Chick-fil-A by the house. So it's
Or so you
closed.
are you gonna ride
So
to the
right
next
now.
one?
No. I'm gonna go to Zaxby's.
Oh
Still
no.
chicken. Still chicken. Go get you one of those chicken sandwiches. Pull up to a drive-through window, they gonna be like, that is $7.19. Oh, he got his knee out and shit.
Yep.
It's on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need the extra Zach sauce.
Yep.
Oh no, I forgot the
So I'm
G-Man
gonna
called
go.
it the Nick sauce. So you gotta get you some Nick sauce the next time you go back.
Yeah. That's
Wrong
the
thing.
best time. That's the best sauce. You go up to the one in Lancaster up here where we live at, and you just ask them for that Nick sauce. They'd be like, huh? Just give me some of that Nick sauce. They know what you're talking about. Only in Lancaster.
Normally I just ride up and I show them some thigh meat and they give me an extra piece of toast.
Makes sense. I can see it. I feel like you go ahead and stick your head through your window and they just stick the toast in your mouth. And you go ahead
They
and
do.
bite it off and be like,
I just bite it off. I sure do.
still need that card, huh?
Mm-hmm.
He's silly. He do this every time.
Every time.
Hey, look, question. Your voice changed when you go up there and want that toast in your mouth?
Do my voice change? Yeah, I try to go a little deeper with it.
Can you let us hear a deep voice?
I can't let y'all hear that. Right now.
Hit that Barry White.
I can't let y'all hear that right now. You know what I'm saying?
All right, well,
Here's Zaxby's. I'm waiting on you. Girls, I need my toast tonight.
we got a message. We got a message before we go.
All right.
There you go.
I am so mad I missed all the shenanigans and laughs. I'm gonna have to go back and hit the replay, even though it's not gonna be the same because I can't participate. How y'all doing, panel? And hello, listeners. How you guys doing as well?
All right. How you doing? We appreciate you.
How you doing? Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, we
Doing great.
really weren't being silly in the beginning. We was kind of being serious. We were being serious. It just, got silly toward the end. So
Yeah.
I mean,
And that's
but it was good silly though.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And that's the best part about life. You gotta be silly to have a good time.
Yep. You just got to show up in people's rooms and just be a stereo whore, Hey, just
That's
be like
right.
that sometimes.
Hey,
Yep.
Ain't that right, bro?
That's
yeah,
right.
it sounds like jealousy to me. So it sound like.
Look,
Let me tell you something. There's 2
Hmm?
more seats on this whole train. Y'all can go ahead and get on board.
Really?
and on that note, I'm out.
All right, we appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all be on the lookout for 3 Voices, 1 Mic. At some point we'll be coming back soon. So,
Nope, we got another message.
TT, please go back. Please go back. You gotta hear the story about his relative who went out and bought everything for the girl. Ran the bill up $200. He left his wallet, and she couldn't even cover the damn shit. I said, you better something good dick. Or something.
Damn.
In the car. I didn't wait to get home. She better do something. Shit. Well, he shouldn't see her ass no more. Shit.
Damn.
That's when they got in the car. She was like, "Done, I can't believe that bill was so crazy." He just like, "Damn, I can't believe my dick just fell out my pants."
Oh shit. Oh damn. Nice. Nice. That was a good one. That was a
He
good one.
probably sat in that car and said, "Grab it, you better grab it right now."
Damn.
Oh man.
And once again, on that note, he
Just once again. All right, y'all.